Hey there, this is my 2014 Taotao 150, Sports 150. It's got the GY6 Honda copy engine in it, 150 cc's inside of a larger 50 cc body. Typically you'll see these size scooters in the Vento line with like two-stroke engines and whatnot. But two-stroke is half as efficient as four-stroke and a little bit less reliable and a little bit more finicky and whatnot. So basic features, let's start with the coolest thing I think about the scooter. It's got these pretty good projector headlights. For any scooter out there, these are just about top of the line as far as the quality. The equipped bulbs are pretty bright. This is high beam, this is low beam. The low beam has a cutoff, so you know, with projector headlights, it's nice to have a cutoff in your beam so that you're not blinding the oncoming traffic. But the high beam does not have the cutoff, so you can really project down the road. Let's take a look at the gauge panel. Everything's in kilometers, so you got your miles per hour right next to the kilometers. Odometer is in kilometers, so right now it's at 674, which is about, I don't know, less than half in miles. Gas and your RPMs. Now we can go over this here. To start the engine, you just click one to the right, that's the on position. All the way to the left is locking the steering, so that's kind of an anti-theft feature, so that nobody can really roll off with it. It locks the steering column all the way to the left. Here we have a engine kill on and off switch. This is your starting button, and when starting the vehicle you need to hold down on the brake to engage. Here you have high beam, low beam, left and right signal, horn, and hazards. Let's go to some more features. Trunk space for, I don't know, groceries, gloves, a leather jacket, stuff like that. Underneath here is engine compartment. So with one screw you have access to carburetor and stuff like that. If you want to get even more deep into it, you just take off the gas cap, place it inside, and then you can take this whole bin out here if you have already unscrewed the points, which you don't need screwed in. I leave them unscrewed so that if you're stranded down the road, you have quick access to your engine. And here you can adjust your idle and all those little things. And it's very easy to work on these. If you know how to use YouTube, you can look up how to do just about anything with a GY6 engine. These are so easy to work on. This is your intake. You just unscrew a few screws, and that's how you clean your intake box when you need to. It's got dual shocks, as you can see, one here and one here for two riders. I've ridden two people on this, and it's much easier going than the 50 cc ones. And since it's a bigger ride, it accommodates the extra person a lot better. It's got foot pads here for the back rider. The two shocks in the rear are adjustable, so you can lower and heighten the scooter. And then one thing that I do for this model, since it has that front removable compartment down here, I'll show you. This area, there's usually a cover right here, but you probably want to leave this off, as I do, because this is your engine. And with Harleys and most air-cooled engines, they need airflow. So leaving this cover off is a pretty good idea to get airflow directed in there as you're moving along. No, you're not gonna burn your feet or anything. Just don't go sticking your feet deep in here. And even so, nothing's too hot. down here, that's your spark plug. I've made easier access to your spark plug by cutting away some of the heat shroud that surrounds the engine back here, which in my mind only keeps heat in. It doesn't do much good. But now there's a gap so that it makes changing your spark plug much easier. I can't really explain why, but taking the spark plug out in this small little hole was very difficult, so removing part of the shroud makes it a cinch. That way you're able to read your fuel, you know, how the spark plug looks with your air to fuel mixture and how you got your engine running and whatnot. Anyway, everything's good to go here. You can really feel the heat billow out as you're moving. So it's good to have this cover off. It's a great airflow option. Up here you have another storage feature in the front. Stick your hamburgers in there and stuff. The brakes are amazing. They're disc brakes. They stop you amazingly, is all I have to say. As fast as you want to stop, you can probably stop in this thing and it feels very nice. Yeah, you can stop very fast. This is where the drive belt is. That's one of the first things you want to replace because they, from factory, they tend to stretch, which brings down your top RPM speed, because when they stretch, then it doesn't make the clutch system work as properly as it should, because it squeezes a tensioning pulley. Anyhow, back here you can put a rack that comes with the scooter, a little rack for the back, in case you have a backpack or something you want to strap on here. And then with the rack, there is also an optional trunk. Comes back here. You can fit a gallon of milk or whatever else you want to put in the trunk. It's also optional to put on here, but it does come with the scooter. I prefer to keep it all off. It just looks a little bit more clean. So, yeah. Let's put everything back. Take her for a spin.